What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is just a little bit of a recap of what went down when Farrah Abraham, former Teen Mom OG star Farrah Abraham, appeared on a pilot show called Face the Truth alongside her mother, Deborah Danielson. Keep in mind, though, that this recap might be a little bit all over the place in terms of order, right? I didn't watch Farrah appear on this show on television. I only watched clips on their YouTube channel and compiled my recap based off of those in the order that they were placed in, which might not be the same way that they appeared on television. So with that being said, the first thing that was noted on the show was that Deborah hadn't seen Farrah and Sophia in over a year and didn't even know where they lived. And she also said that she was concerned for Sophia's safety amidst Farrah's arrest, alleged drug issues, her pornos that she films, and she also says that there's something seriously wrong with Farrah allowing Sophia to be on social media where she's regularly exposed to bullies who leave all sorts of nasty things about her looks, her mother as well, in addition to predators as well who leave creepy comments on the sort of inappropriate photos that Farrah posts on her channel, on her social media channels, or that she posts of herself. So, you know, she did have a lot of very valid concerns. And one of the biggest topics when it came to social media was the fact that Farrah once used her 9-year-old daughter as a live camera woman for her butt injections. So Farrah was lying down on a table getting her butt done with injections, and in the back, like in the rear view, which is probably the worst place to be of all because that is just a full view, was Sophia with an iPhone above her head live streaming for everybody to see. It was wildly inappropriate. So on the topic of Sophia being on social media, Farrah says that she refuses to pull Sophia from social media despite all of these concerns about like the bullies trolling her for her looks that she could read by herself because she has these accounts on her very own phone. People calling her. Remember that time she posted her phone number on Snapchat, sending her inappropriate photos, stalking her, all sorts of things. Farrah goes, no. Do you know why? Because those things are not my problem and not a reflection of me. Those are just society, and we don't allow society's negativity to dictate the way we run our lives. But Farrah, you know good and goddamn well that this goes far beyond anybody's negativity. This goes towards Sophia's overall safety, not only her physical safety, but her mental safety as well. Like, it is not easy to be out there in the public eye where people are leaving all sorts of comments towards you as an adult. You know, it's already not easy as an adult, so it's unimaginable how hard this might be on Sophia's psyche as a child experiencing this on a daily basis. We then quickly move into a clip of Sophia doing the In My Feelings challenge to that Drake song, Kiki, Do You Love Me? And it was out of a moving car, which some adults were doing, but for some reason Farrah felt it was appropriate for 9-year-old Sophia to be doing this by a moving car out on the road, and she claimed that it was safe and an expression of Sophia's creativity as well. And like, the hosts were trying to get it through her head that this is not safe, and they also told Farrah, Vivica Fox in particular was telling Farrah, listen, you seriously are robbing your daughter of her childhood by forcing her to be on these social media channels as like a public influencer, a public figure, having her wear way too much makeup to school to the point where the principal is over there asking you to tone it down, and also having her film your butt enhancement, your cosmetic surgeries as well. And Farrah absolutely refused to hear any of it. She claimed that Vivica was just being negative and that she didn't understand the amount of creativity that she wanted to develop for her own daughter, Sophia. Like, it was a mess. There seriously are 1,001 screws loose up there in the mind of Farrah Abraham. Like, she does not live on the same planet as anybody else. However, one thing that I will say in defense of Farrah was that I felt like the hosts of the show went way too far and seriously crossed a line when they went ahead and read the nasty, vile comments that Sophia was receiving on the internet. I didn't feel like they did it in the best interests of Sophia whatsoever. I feel like they did it for ratings and to spite Farrah as well. It just felt like a really nasty dog pile in that moment. Like, they alluded to it. They were telling Farrah, like, listen, there are a lot of nasty things being said about your daughter. Let's read them out loud. Farrah as the minor's mother did not consent to that. She's like, listen, let's not do that for mental health reasons. It's just, I don't want to hear it because that would damage my mental health. And I believe she also said it would harm Sophia's, which of course it would, but the host went against that and read them anyway. And these were really explicit comments where nasty ass, like, adult trolls were saying things to Sophia like, hey, it looks like your mom is preparing you for the poll. And then they also called her an SLUT, like these sorts of things. I felt like it was wildly inappropriate of them to even think about broadcasting that on their show. And again, I don't think that they did that in the best interest of Sophia. I think that they did that for ratings and to spite Farrah, which is quite nasty to use a child as collateral damage like that. And back on the subject of it being inappropriate for Sophia to witness Farrah's butt injections, Farrah's like counter to that was that babies get butt shots every day. Like they get shots on the butt every day. It's like, what? Like, do you even hear yourself? Babies are not cognizant of this. So that is nowhere in the same realm as having a child, a conscious child who can be impacted by the amount of surgery she's witnessing her mother go through, actually help out with live streaming it for her mother's fans. Like these are nowhere in the same stratosphere, and babies are not getting like butt injections to plump their butts. Like why would she even say something like that? As she is lying through her teeth, she starts sniffling, and Vivica Fox demands a drug test from her, and her mother Deborah believes that she is on drugs because she's been so erratic lately and has been short-fused as well. It turns out that Farrah tested positive for barbiturates, which are central nervous system depressants, and her mother tested negative. So Farrah actually sat up there and claimed that it was a lie that she tested positive, or that they had swapped her pee with someone else, and that's how she tested positive, instead of just taking the L and turning it into a W for her first time on this show. Because when they announced it, they like clearly said, you know what, this could be something like really innocuous that you were prescribed, whether it's like sleeping medication, anti-anxiety medication, antidepressant, something. Like it's not indicative of you being like a cokehead or something like that. And Farrah just wanted to fight it tooth and nail. She claims she's not prescribed a single damn thing. She doesn't take drugs, none of that, but somehow she tested positive, but her mother didn't. And then they offered her to retake the test, but she didn't want to do it. Instead, she wanted to get down to the bottom of why this test was a false positive. She was acting like the woman who administered the test admitted that it was a false positive, when the woman was just so exhausted with trying to battle Farrah on this that she's like, all right, Farrah, you're always right about everything, so this is a false positive. And Farrah's like, well, why is it a false positive? There's clearly something wrong with your system. God, she's so frustrating. I don't know how they handled her for so freaking long. Now, when it comes to the subject of her arrest, Farrah literally sat up there and claimed that she got arrested because she was hanging out with friends. But guys, that is not how you get arrested, just sitting around and hanging out with your friends. No, no, no. And then she said that she didn't want to talk about it on the advice of her lawyer, but that the battery and trespassing charges were going to be dismissed, even though a host did not buy that for a second. She's like, well, I know you don't want to self-incriminate, but just so you know, as far as I've seen on the dockets, those have not been tossed out. So don't count your chickens before they hatch. And then Farrah complains that her mother, Deborah, never called her when she found out that she had gotten arrested, even though TMZ called her for a statement and she knew before, like most people. She's like, some friends called me, some family, like my cousins and stuff, but my mom never once called me. And Deb's like, listen, Farrah, you've been telling me for years that you want nothing to do with me. F me, I need to STF you, all of that, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm shutting the F up, just like you told me to, which I do not blame Deborah for whatsoever, because Farrah has consistently on Teen Mom been telling her that she wants no relationship with her. She hasn't seen her in over a year. She hasn't allowed her to see her granddaughter in over a year. So at that point, you do kind of have to just throw your hands up and say, I've tried everything. I'm exhausted. I've tried reaching out to you, but you won't speak to me, and you're isolating me from my grandchild as well. So go ahead and get arrested, because that is none of my goddamn business. And now, in wrapping up Farrah's segment, she claims that she doesn't fear that her relationship with Sophia will eventually grow up and mimic her own with her mother, because she thinks that she's parenting a lot better and has a better bond with Sophia than she's had with her own mother, without really explaining the intricacies of it, because we've seen throughout Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant that she is quite snippy with her own child as well. So her and Sophia's relationship mirroring her own with her mother is definitely not out of the realm of possibility, if you ask me. And to wrap everything up, the show offered Farrah 6 months of weekly therapy for free, and her mother got 3 months for free as well. And that's where things end. At a certain point, Farrah stormed off after the drug test situation and refused to be on the show anymore. So we left with just Deborah on the stage and the host encouraging her to just keep trying as hard as she can and loving Farrah from afar if that's what she needs. You guys, that wraps up Farrah's appearance on a show called Face the Truth. What did you think about everything that went down? Make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. You can also like this video, subscribe for more, feel free to share it with your friends as well, and follow me across social media, where I absolutely love chatting with you. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.